Hi everyone, it's Heather and I'm back with another review. I'm trying to redeem myself from last week because that was kind of stupid. So I'm doing the One Man Chai episode. I had a lot of thoughts, surprisingly. I put on this episode with very vague memories of it. Like, I knew vaguely what happened. I remember, like, characters and everything. Mostly what I remembered about it was the romp with I'm a Believer. That was like one of my very first Monkeys memories. Cause I remember like when I was like super little, I like rented some Monkeys DVDs from the library or whatever because my mom recommended them, and I watched them and I was like in love with the show when I was little. And then when I returned them, I just totally forgot. And then when Davey passed away, that's really when I got back into them, and that started a massive wave of Monkey Mania that's died down by now, but is still with me. So I have some good memories about this episode. I also vaguely remembered having or secondhand embarrassment from this, I should say. I was expecting a lot more than what I got. I barely got any from it, which is awesome. Like, I didn't even write down any instances of it because there was like one moment where I was like, this isn't gonna end well, but it ended very quickly, so it wasn't bad. So it pleasantly surprised me. I gave it a 9 out of 10, straight off the bat. Let's get straight into the comments. Well, the first thing I wrote was the fact that it's one of my earliest memories of the Monkeys. Right off the bat, my opinion of this character changed a lot throughout watching this episode, but that character of Ronnie, the really obnoxious boyfriend character, like the moment he opened his mouth, I'm like, I hate him. And I remember hating him. The first thing I wrote for him was that he reminds me of Don Knotts. Just like the way that he talks and like the faces that he makes. It's kind of funny. Another thing, Valerie, the character of Valerie, her actress reminds me so much of another actress that was in one of my favorite movies of all time. It's called Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. It's got the Bee Gees and Peter Frampton in it, and it's so bad that it's good. I can't tell you how many times I've seen that total flaming dumpster fire. But there's a character called Strawberry Fields, and she looks so much like her. At least I always thought she did. The thing with Peter like stealing the portrait and everything, his crush on her was kind of weird. Like, I could see it being close to veering into stalker territory, but I'm like, you just know that he's gonna treat her so much better than that creepy Ronnie guy. So like, it's not like really creepy because like it's Peter, you know, as a viewer that like he's a total cinnamon roll. He wouldn't do anything wrong. He's just an idiot that doesn't know how to go about it. Next thing I wrote about Ronnie, he is an endless ball of bitchiness. Nothing can please him except people kissing his ass, I guess, maybe. The way that when they were like looking through this art display thing, it was just like set up in a random park that the Monkeys filmed almost every episode in. He stops at like the fountain mechanism, and he starts like going off about, oh, it's a representation of over mechanism of society or some bullshit. I'm just like, that is so sad how accurate that is. Like, people will do that. Oh, my cat, Sammy! Every time he rubs his head against my computer, it moves it. Ronnie figuring out that the monkeys were following them might be a first for... I give it an acronym. Sammy? I gave it an acronym. DAMV. Dumbass Monkeys Villain. Which is just generic. The idiot antagonist in any given Monkeys episode. It might be a first for the DAMV to actually figure out that those idiots that were making a fool of them are actually the monkeys. So, good on him. He was kind of smart in some scenes, but not everyone. I don't know, I definitely think he's more intelligent than the average dumbass Monkeys villain. One thing I wrote kind of like near the middle of the episode, but I kind of changed my mind near the end, but not really. I said Valerie doesn't have much of a personality except for being nice and like really understanding to Peter. She does get a few more lines in the end, but it's mostly just Peter and Ronnie fighting over her. And she barely gets any screen time except for like standing there. It feels like Ronnie tries to out monkey the monkeys when he's like competing against them. Like, you know how it's like, oh, the monkeys strike back, and they try to like, you know, to get even with people and like mess with them by doing crazy stupid stuff. It felt like that. I got those vibes where he was like, I know what these idiots are trying to do to me, so let me make a fool of them back. I don't know. It felt more clever than the average antagonist. He's still an obnoxious tool, though. I'm not defending him one bit. This isn't Monkeys at the Circus. Mickey does a decent job in the badminton scene, up until the point where he gets it like lodged in his throat. So I think he should get credit for that, because he kept that thing in the air for like a bunch of volleys. So good on him for trying and actually not failing like Mike at archery. Valerie seems to be one of the only sensible characters of the monkeys, like of the entire series. The others are just totally over emotional and they overreact to things. And Valerie's just like so sincere and so understanding. And like way too understanding of Peter. Like he stole her picture and she's just like, oh, we can return at the party, it's fine. Like she's just so chill. Oh, I wrote Peter and Valerie were so cute together. I kind of wish this had carried out into another episode, or the episode at least had a good ending, but we'll get there. I said, why did Ronnie wear a cape to the party? Like, I know he's supposed to be like this cartoonishly like creepy bad guy, but why a cape? Nobody does that. The part where Peter is talking to Valerie about like the fact that his friends were just totally like lying through their teeth about him, and Valerie's just like, just be yourself. It's like such a sweet scene. This whole episode is just soft vibes. I love it. It's so cute. The whole episode is sweet. Here we are again at the ending. I mentioned earlier that I hated it. It's so rushed. Like, it was cute. The monkeys are just like saying, oh, it's funny how he changed. And then at the end, it's just like all these girls kissing Peter. But it's like, what happened with him and Valerie? Like, did she hook back up with that creepy guy? Like, did he dump her? Did she dump him? Like, how did that end? Like, I didn't remember how the episode ended and, like, who she ended up with. I can assume it was Peter, but at the end of the episode, he's being kissed by, like, 4 girls at once, and it's just like, but how did the actual story end? Like, it just goes straight from a romp to that. It makes me so confused. I don't like it. The episode was like, everything was really cute and fine, like 0 issues with it, and then there's just that. It's like, you know, the song A Day in the Life by the Beatles, where it's just like this crazy song that goes through like a bunch of different movements, and then at the end there's just that really long drawn out chord that goes on forever. It's like that, but instead of that chord, if you put just a single really choppy note at the end, like the Ruddles did for, oh god, what song was it? There was a Ruddles song that had an ending like that, where it was supposed to be like a parody of A Day in the Life, but instead of that really long chord, it was just like just smacking the piano, basically. I love the Ruddles, by the way. But like, it's like if you'd taken A Day in the Life and just done that at the end of it. It was fine up until the end. Let's move on to the fun bits. There were a lot. Peter's line, a beggar can look at a queen, was so sweet. The mirror covering the picture was really clever. In that scene where Ronnie's just like, you really get a kick out of yourself, don't you? And Mike's like, well, I'm all I have. It's so clever. I love it. And relatable. In that scene where Ronnie figures out that the monkeys have the portrait, when Mickey like shuts the door and he just starts like freaking out afterwards, I'm just looking at that like, that is like a physical representation of what anxiety feels like. It was too relatable and I hated it. And then they were making fun of Ronnie, and Davy's like, he probably loves his mother. It was just so sarcastic and so, like, the way it was delivered was so funny. Mike talking about shooting down mountain lions. He's like, little bitty mountain lions. That was, the way he delivers his lines is so funny. And then, of course, the romp with I'm a Believer was so, so cute. He's trying so hard and it's so sweet to watch. By the way, I was thinking during this episode, like, what a fucking good actor Peter Tork is. Like, when you think about it, it's like, you've got the two actors and the two musicians. Like, the two actors were Mickey and Davy, like, they have the experience and everything. And then there was just Mike and Peter, who, they came from, like, music. That's what they wanted to be. That's what they cut their teeth doing. And then there's just Peter, who's, like, complete opposite of how he acts on television. But he's so fucking convincing at it. Like, he does that so well. And he's, like, not one of the actors of the group. Like, it's unreal how good he was. Peter Ray says, I once got some threatening valentines. That was cute. And the spin the bottle scene, when it's always pointing to Davy, was really cute. By the way, going a little off topic, I was watching the Mighty Boosh episode with the spin the bottle, and it's just as funny. I love that show so much, but it's a completely different vibe than the monkeys. Mickey as Freud. It was funny. When Peter says S-E-X, I'm surprised that they said that or spelled it out in a monkeys episode. Like, you'd think it was, like, geared toward kids more. And if they couldn't say hell on television, why could they say sex? Or at least spell it out. Because, like, young kids can spell. Especially when it's only 3 letters. When Peter's like, let Freud take her to the party I'm giving up. That was clever. There was a line at the party where Davy said we better do something before he starts to cry. That was such a Peter line. It was so sweet. The guys trying to hype up Peter was so sweet. It was really awkward to watch. I wasn't really a fan of that particular long scene. But, like, they were trying so hard to be good friends. The accent that Davy did when he was pretending to be, like, the English tailor, I don't know what he was trying to go for, but it was just really cute and, like, fun to listen to. I loved that. And when Mike was trying to pretend to be the yacht captain, I swear on my life, the accent that he was doing reminded me of Andy Kaufman. It's like something that would have come from Andy Kaufman. There was a line where, I think it was Ronnie said, they're just 5th-rate musicians, and Mickey's like, 3rd-rate musicians. And then Peter and Ronnie fighting at the end for the You Just May Be the One romp was pretty cute. Here again, I didn't like the ending very much. And, like, it's not that I didn't like it, it's just, I already went into that. It was not well done. Because, like, everything about it was so good. It was such a positive episode, and I had so many good things to say about it. And then you just hit me with that. It's disappointing. Anyways, that's all I have for this week. I hope I've redeemed myself in memorializing how fucking awesome Peter is. And this was kind of a good week to do it, because it's like, yeah, last week was his birthday. This week is, like, been a year since he passed away. So it's still, like, in remembering Peter season, I guess. Yeah, that's all I have. I will see you guys next week. Bye.